On the news tonight, President Buhari urges media professionals to be objective in their reportage as they commemorate World Press Freedom Day. NTA Director General attends 4th Conference on Communication and Development in Africa bags award. Plus, Abuja Environmental Protection Board arraigns violators. Good evening and welcome to the evening news on NTA Channel 5 Abuja, the Unity Station. I am Aisha Ubali. President Muhammadu Buhari is on his way to London, United Kingdom, to join other world leaders invited to attend the coronation of King Charles III and his wife Camilla and His Majesty and Her Majesty, the Queen Consort of the United Kingdom, respectively. The coronation will take place on Saturday this week. A press release signed by Femi Adesina, Special Advisor to the President of Media and Publicity, revealed that ahead of the coronation, the Commonwealth Secretariat will take advantage of the gathering of leaders in London to host a Commonwealth Summit for President and heads of government of Commonwealth countries on Friday. President Buhari is billed to participate in the summit, which will deliberate on the future of the Commonwealth and the role of the youth. The President is accompanied by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, and other top government officials. President Muhammadu Buhari formally unveiled and launched the next long-term development plan for Nigeria, the Nigeria Agenda 2050 for implementation. The launch of the document took place on the sideline of the Federal Executive Council meeting at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. Jide Onifade completes the report.
It is now my honor and privilege to formally unveil and launch the next long-term development plan for Nigeria, the Nigeria Agenda 2050.
President Muhammadu Buhari says the unveiling and public presentation of the Nigeria Agenda 2050 marks yet another milestone in the annals of history of the nation's planning experience post-independence.
It has also shown our administration's commitment to planning and plan implementation since we assumed office on May 29, 2015. The plan we are launching today has the vision of a dynamic, industrialized, and knowledge-based economy that generates inclusive and sustainable development for the country.
The President, on December 22, 2021, launched the first National Development Plan 2021 to 2025 that would be used to implement the long-term plan. Council on March 15, 2023, approved the Nigeria Agenda 2050 that is being launched now by the President.
The broad target is to ensure that Nigeria attains a per capita GDP of 33,328 United States dollars per annum that will place her among the top middle-income economies in the world by 2050.
The President applauds the steering committee led by the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, for delivering on the important national assignment. He is confident that given the measures already in place for continuous implementation, successive administrations will find the document useful in the delivery of electoral promises. In the State House, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has rejoiced with the media on the occasion of this year's World Press Freedom Day. This year's celebration marks 30 years since the UN General Assembly's decision proclaiming an International Day for Press Freedom, and the President says the landmark is a tribute to media professionals who risk their lives to keep society informed and educated. In a statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, the President expresses his delight that the rights of Nigerian journalists have been protected and upheld in the past 8 years. He charges media professionals to continue to be patriotic, work for the cohesion of the country, and exercise their freedom with a high deal of responsibility. Similarly, freedom of information is one of the globally recognized instruments in democratic societies, specifically designed to enhance media practice and enthrone an open society. As Nigeria joins the world to commemorate World Press Freedom Day, Deborah Gazaji interacted with some journalists on how they are working in the midst of increasing threats to their lives over the years.
It is World Press Freedom Day, a day that reaffirms freedom of expression as a precondition to benefit from other forms of human rights. Findings shows that despite the emphasis on freedom of expression globally, media freedom, journalist safety, as well as other human rights are still under attack. During the just concluded gubernatorial and state assembly elections, it was reported in the media that not less than 28 members of the press were harassed.
Government media houses don't have overtime. They don't pay them for overtime. They do report, they run shift at night, they sleep in the offices, they do live coverage at night, and yet they earn the same amount of money every other person earns.
We are there in this journey together, and we will continue to be with them. We celebrate this day.
This year's celebration marked 30 years anniversary since the United Nations General Assembly's decision to proclaim 3rd World Press Freedom Day.
There will be understanding between the public, the government, and the media as a whole.
It should be balanced, and we should try to adhere to ethics of journalism.
The theme is shaping a future of rights, freedom of expression as a driver for all other human rights. Deborah Gazaji Micah, NTA News.
The 4th Conference on Communication and Development in Africa, organized by Institute of Strategic and Development Communications in Nasarawa State University, CAFI, has identified change management and data collection as veritable tools for strategic and effective planning for national development. Blessing Danfulani reports that the Director General, Nigerian Television Authority, Salihu Abdulhamid Dembos, was among the personalities honored at the forum.
The conference, which brought together scholars, inductees, and dignitaries, is aimed at reawakening the consciousness of Nigerians on the need to utilize and generate data for strategic and effective planning. Various speakers at the conference reiterated the need to focus on change management and data for every government policy to be people-oriented.
The administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, GCMR, realizing this gap, took several steps to ensure that as a nation, we have data that will enable government plan.
The need for data-driven strategic engagement, especially in developing countries like Nigeria, has become both imperative and urgent in view of the poor milestones so far recorded in the march towards attainment of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2030.
As part of activities to mark the 5th anniversary of the Institute, awards of excellence were presented to personalities who have contributed to human development and communication, including the Director General, Nigerian Television Authority, Salihu Abdulhamid Dembos, as recipient of the 2023 East DEFCON Excellence in Strategic Public Engagement.
I appreciate the school authority, that is the university, for honoring with this wonderful award this afternoon, and also to assure the Institute that the Nigerian Television Authority will be on their side and will give you all the necessary support.
And to politics, members of the North Central APC Stakeholders Forum say inclusive and qualitative legislative leadership means supporting the emergence of Abbas Tajuddin as Speaker, House of Representatives, and Senator Mohammed Musa Sani as Deputy Senate President of the 10th National Assembly. This position was made known during a media briefing in Abuja. Abdullahi Ajia reports.
While the horse trading, lobbying and strategic alliances continue over the leadership of the 10th National Assembly and the contest getting more interesting and involving, members of the North Central APC Stakeholders Forum are looking at competence and suitability for the job that requires experience, skills, and human relations to deliver on the enormous job of lawmaking in the country.
We believe that it is only proper that the position of the speakership be ceded to the Northwest, first in recognition of the contributions of the zone to the victory of APC in the 2023 elections, and to show inclusivity, which is the hallmark of APC.
The group says the incoming administration needs team players that can support the renewed hope mandate through good legislation, which they believe Abbas Tajuddin, representing Zaria Federal Constituency of Kaduna State, and Senator Mohammed Sani Musa, representing Niger East, would be round pegs in round holes.
If this thing is given to Tajuddin Abbas as the Speaker, and the other Senator Musa Sani as the Deputy Senate President, the agenda of the President, the incoming administration will go smoothly and there won't be any problem.
Zoning is gentleman arrangements, but it brings a lot of peace to the party.
The APC members appeal to lawmakers to also respect zoning arrangements in addition to capacity to deliver purposeful leadership. In Abuja, Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
And to education, with the resumption of academic activities, the Federal Capital Territory Administration has assured of adequate security and more space for students and teachers to perform optimally. This was during the inspection of schools after resumption by the FCTA management team. Oneze Yakubu completes the report.
The FCT school inspection team visited Karshi town. Secretary for Education Sani Dahiru El Katuzu, who led management team to some public and private schools, reveals that measures are being taken to create conducive learning environment for pupils and students and also safeguard FCT schools.
The improvement in the number of security men guarding our schools, the provision of gadgets, and in fact the installation of some gadgets that alert system that will alert the security operatives that something nasty is happening within school premises is commendable, and I think it should be emphasized and worked on.
On the assessment of academic activities on the first day of resumption, the secretary gave a pass mark.
Resumption generally is satisfactory. Only in, I think, the primary school in Karshi that we met some scanty attendance, but all other schools have been fully resumed, and school activities are progressing wonderfully.
Principal, Government Secondary School Karshi Yahya Muhammad disclosed that out of more than 2,000 students, 662 students are on ground on the first day of resumption.
We have our internal security men, we have the military surveillance on ground, and we also have vigilantes that are in the school and working, and their children are safe and secured.
A visit by the government officials is always welcome. We cooperate with the DQA and other government agencies to ensure that what we do in Loyola is in tune with the vision of education of the country.
The schools visited are government secondary and junior schools, LEA Primary and Vocational Training Center, as well as Loyola Jesuit College, Gidamangoro. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
New So Clean concentrated detergent. 2 times the work, 2 times the speed, 2 times the strength. To win, we know what it takes. New So Clean 30% concentrated detergent. Now with 2 times the cleaning power. So Clean. For a faster, brighter, cleaner wash. With 2 times the cleaning power. So Clean, the official regional partner of Paris Saint-Germain.
The pain of war knows no tribe or religion. War engulfs everyone, rich or poor. Homes are destroyed, emptied by the darkness of war. During war, everybody loses, nobody wins. The innocent pays the price of our ego with their blood. They are badly affected by a decision they didn't make. Dialogue is the only way out. We are stronger together. We should never separate. We are one Nigeria. Our oneness, our strength, our beauty.
And 9 persons have been arraigned before a mobile court in Abuja for allegedly violating environmental laws of the Abuja Environmental Protection Board. Asabe Williams has the report.
The 9 alleged defaulters out of more than 90 accused persons that were summoned appeared before the mass trial mobile magistrate court sitting at the Old Parry Ground Pavilion B. The prosecuting counsel says stiff penalty awaits anyone who refuses to obey court summon.
Those who have failed to appear, we've been able to obtain a court order for about 80 something thereabout houses to be sealed up to compel the appearance of these persons. And because obviously in contempt, disregard, and disrespect to the court, they were summoned to appear before this court, but are not deemed it fit to appear.
This is part of efforts at ridding the nation's capital of indiscriminate waste. The ongoing mass trial finds the accused guilty of contravening the laws, refusal to pay levies for evacuation, among others. APB Director Brima Osilama gives insight into the cases.
Security men collect these bills at times and they don't pass it to their principals. That's always a problem. But it's your responsibility also that if you know you are being given service, to ask. It's not a free service. We're always on air like this, on TV, radio, on the papers, trying to sensitize people to pay their waste management bills because it's a very expensive service. We have tried to explain to people. It's not a tax or a levy. It is payment for services rendered.
The Abuja Environmental Protection Board says it is poised to sustain the drive to sanitize the society through punitive measures to serve as deterrent. Asabe Williams, NTA News.
It's time to join our sports decks for Sports Brief.
Abia Warriors head coach Erasmus Ono says his side will give their all to secure a place in the Nigerian Premier League Football Super 6 competition. The Ochendu boys moved to third position on Group B table after trashing the Kada 3-0 last weekend. Still on football, organizers of the Nigerian Women Football League, through its Chief Operating Officer Modupe Shabi, confirms that they have been directed to postpone the forthcoming Nigerian Women's Football League Premiership Super 6. The title playoff tournament was billed to take place in Asaba Delta State between 5th to 12th May. To boxing. Former UFC champion Kamaru Usman said he would like to take on the unbeaten Kamza Chimaev next as he chases a fourth meeting with current welterweight King Leon Edwards. The Nigerian Nightmare lost his welterweight title to Edwards via fifth knockout in August 2022. Usman then tried to reclaim the title against Rocky in March 2023 in London. However, Edwards emerged victorious yet again, this time through a majority decision, leaving their rivalry at 2-1 in favor of the Brit. With Sports Brief, Hakimat Aliu, NTA News.
And it's with that Sports Brief, we conclude the English version of the news. Please stay tuned for translation. I am Aisha Oba Ali. Good evening.
ama ga je sha je wo wona abi ku jagbe dai wa na ba shi ba dai wo mu president wa yuba wonu wa go a na ba yi gayi eki tukoda ya Muhammadu Buhari woku a madabma nge anaba yi go ngai atete jinya enyi pie ye bo nkwane jin anaba yi go nga bagbatu tete jin nya ntna na wo eye ne jin nge aye shi ta she an gbedogun bega nge mpie ye ntuge anaba yi tete jin jilo ba wewe ga ntu anaba yi go nga tete jin bo zanagban ye femi adeshina wona go bade gai wo godo nge a na ba tutun jin ba hwi ba tutun bagbatu gwamnati ba godo kwace ba bwa ba jin ba tutun she ko kuce na baji asidai jasu nge she ala jazabe anya ba mutu banyi gwamnati kizidna a tutun jin ba ku dai nge gwamnati la fita mana la washi kwatnu na abusibi dai na do mba tutu mashi zumba lo anya ba mutu ba hwia nke zidna ye ba shi ba ku ngia abi mba anya mba ya ba mutu ba onize yakubu wa dai nge anya ba mutu ba azana gban ye gbada kun ye bai da bada da nu sanu ba bale she ba kun she ba ka ngi anya ba mutu ba we ba godo nge abi anya wu nyawi abace babuwa ba shi ba tutnu shakwa kunce san ba bale shi ba inda in karshe anabagiya jagwadu dai ga aza lo chuagban akulo bai in galuko shebanya in kizina ye in tuge bato vi inge ababa fi bagbatu ba shi ba abo she ko daba nai ta bai sha ayo biya ba sha ni boji inge bazu inge ababa fi bagbatu a kizin da ya ganalon asabe williams wadai inge gwamnati kizin da ya la bagbatu ga inge ababa fi atete ba kwalo zahai inga luko wata vi bagbatu ababa fi nyalom bala atumbo ayi via inge ayo boy ina zai in ba ta vi bagbatu long ye galuko ba fi zai pya awu amma agbaja na baji kuza ibe jado wosu shokwa gife yi kpega shokwa le jisu saisu
jama'a masu kallo da sauraron mu assalamu alaikum barkanmu da warhaka ga fasarar labaranmu ne mai karantawa dan uwanku Yusuf Yakubu. Shugaban kasa Muhammadu Buhari ya taya 'yan jaridu murnar bikin ranar 'yancin 'yan jaridu ta duniya ta bana. Bikin ranar na wannan shekarar shine na shekara 30 tun da gamayyar Majalisar Ɗinkin Duniya ta kirkiro ranar domin samarwa da 'yan jaridu 'yancin gudanar da aikinsu yadda yake ba daɗe ba ragi. Inda shugaba Buhari ya ce ranar wata dama ce da aka baiwa 'yan jaridu waɗanda ke sai da rayuwarsu wajen faɗakantarwa da ilmantar da al'umma domin tabbatar domin martaba 'yancinsu. A jawabin mai baiwa shugaban ƙasa shawara akan kafofin watsa labarai da jama'a Femi Adesina, shugaba Buhari ya yi farin ciki da cewa a tsawon shekaru 8 na wa'adin mulkinsa ana kare 'yancin 'yan jaridu a ƙasar nan yadda ya kamata, inda a ƙarshe ya yi musu addu'a da fatan alheri. Bayan da aka dawo daga hutu domin sabon zangon karatu na uku wato third term a nan birnin tarayyar ƙasa Abuja, wakilin Shaibu Onozi Yakubu ya shaida mana cewa yanzu da harkokin karatu za su fara kankama. Hukumar birnin tarayya ta tabbatarwa da makarantun cewa za su baiwa ɗalibai da malaman makarantun tsaron da za su gudanar da aikinsu yadda ya kamata hankali kwance. Hukumar ta bayyana haka ne a lokacin da jami'anta suka kai ziyarar duba makarantun birnin Abuja, inda suka tofa albarkacin bakinsu a kan ƙudurin da suka yi na tabbatar da yin karatu lami lafiya a babban birnin ƙasar. Kimanin mutane 9 aka gurfanar a kotu ta musamman bisa zargin su na karya dokar hukumar tsabtace muhallin birnin Abuja. Wakilar ma Asabe Williams ta labarta mana cewa hukumar za ta ladabtar da wasu masu laifin ne saboda laifukan da ake zargi sun aikata na bata birnin Abuja, bayan sun yi kunnen kashi da dokokin da ta shimfiɗa na tsabtace birnin domin ya zama abin so kuma abin sha'awa ga kowa. Ƙarshen labaran namu na yau kenan, sai kuma gobe idan Allah ya kai mu kwana lafiya.
echiri ya zere. Etu a ka isi anabata gị n'akụkọ ụwa nke taa. Aha m bụ Rachel Ifi Ono. Gere ntị nara anyị akụkọ anyị jiri bịa n'uhuruchi a. Onyeisi ala anyị Muhammadu Buhari esonyele ndị ọrụ mgbasa ozi nwee ọṅụ taa dịka ha na-eme emume ncheta ụbọchị nnwere onwe ha nke afọ a. O kwere nghọta na afọ a mere ya afọ 30 mba UN wepụtara ụbọchị nnwere onwe nke ndị ọrụ mgbasa ozi. Ya bụ onyeisi ala mekwara ka anyị mata na nke a bụkwa iji cheta ndị na-etinye ndụ ha n'ihe ize ndụ iji mee ka ọhaneze mata ihe ekwe na-akụ. Ọ gbakwara ha ume ka ha jiri ịhụnanya ha were maka ala anyị rụọ ọrụ ha n'ụzọ kwesịrị ekwesị. Gọọmenti isi ala anyị ekwela nkwa itinye uchu n'ihe banyere nchekwa ma wepụta ebe ndị ga-enyere ndị nkụzi na ụmụ akwụkwọ aka ime nke ọma. Onoze Yakubu wetara akụkọ na nke a pụtara ihe mgbe ha gara n'ụlọ akwụkwọ dị iche iche ilekọta etu ihe siri kwụrụ. Onye odeakwụkwọ n'ihe banyere agụmakwụkwọ Sani Dahiru El-Katuzu mgbe ha nọ elekọta ụlọ akwụkwọ dị n'ime obodo Karishi mere ka anyị mata na gọọmenti isi ala anyị na-agbasi mbọ ike ịhụ na ha tinyere ihe niile banyere agụmakwụkwọ n'usoro. Ụlọ ọrụ na-ahụ maka nchekwa gburugburu n'isi ala anyị akpọpụla mmadụ 9 n'ụlọ ikpe akpọrọ Mobile Court dị n'isi ala anyị n'ihi na ha dara iwu ya bụ ụlọ ọrụ. Asabe Williams wetara akụkọ na ndị ha kpọpụrụ ụlọ ikpe bụ ndị jụrụ ịkwụ ụgwọ maka mkpofu ahịhịa nakwa ihe ndị ọzọ dị iche iche. Onyeisi na ya bụ ụlọ ọrụ Brahima Osilama gara n'ihu kọwaa etu ihe siri kwụrụ. Ọ gakwara n'ihu kwuo na ụlọ ọrụ ha agaghị aṅụ mmiri atọgbọ iko ruo mgbe ha mere ka ebe niile dị ọcha n'isi ala anyị. Onye ọma na-ege ntị, otu a ka anyị ga-apịachi akụkọ ụwa nke taa. Sonyekwara anyị n'ihe oge a echi niile. Ndewo.